I honestly think that I could eat pasta for every meal. Okay, I just filmed a whole intro and then the camera was not recording. Here we go, second try. Let's do this again. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you're all excited to see all the delicious food that I ate last week. Before we get into it, just a little disclaimer. This is for meal inspiration only. I am a student, so I love to make quick and easy meals, but I also want them to be yummy and nourishing. This is also not everything that I eat in a week. There are times that I just do not have my camera on me, so I don't end up filming stuff. And there's also times that I go back for seconds or I add another half a tub of tahini on top of my meals. And as always, all the recipes will either be typed out in the description box below, or if they are on my Instagram, I will link to that. But yeah, this week was full of yummy and nourishing meals. So grab a beverage, grab a snack, grab a meal, and let's see what I ate last week. So of course, you guys know me, I had to start my week off with my favorite oatmeal recipe. So if you haven't tried blending your oats, I'd highly recommend. It makes them super thick and creamy. And I just topped mine off with my favorite stewed apples, tahini, and cinnamon. You guys have seen this combo in my other What I Eat in a Weeks, but I just absolutely love it. And it's the perfect way to start off my week. You guys have seen me make this in my other What I Eat in a Week videos, but this is one of my go-to lunches when I have to take it with me to school or work. So this is just my go-to chickpea salad. Again, I'll leave the recipe in the description box below. But yeah, this is a great meal to take on the go whenever I have to go into school. So for dinner, I just had some leftover curry that I had made on the weekend. So I just warmed that up with some rice. And I also had some leftover tofu in the fridge as well. So I decided to throw that in. And this meal definitely does not look very delicious, but it was actually really tasty. Of course, anything is meat chocolate with avocado and tahini. But yeah, that was a quick dinner. Tuesday, I had to leave for clinic pretty early, so I just made my coffee and took it in a mason jar to go, and I had that with me while I was at the office. I'm worried that this will all change. And then for breakfast, I brought that with me as well. I just packed up some of my tahini granola, a banana, some soy milk, and some blueberries and took that with me. But when I got to the office, I realized I didn't have anything to put it in. So I just ended up eating it out of the mug. I had about 2 mugfuls of granola. But yeah, it was delicious nonetheless. I was actually home for lunch on Tuesday, so I decided to make up some chickpea pancakes. You guys have seen this in my other What I Eat in a Week videos, but I absolutely love these and they come together super quick. So I just added in a bunch of roasted vegetables and stirred that all up, and then I fried that off in a frying pan. And then I topped it off with some avocado, kimchi, and tahini, and yeah, that was my lunch.
worried about the way I've been living. I'm worried that you'll look at me different.
So for dinner, I was really craving potatoes, and this is how I make my favorite crispy potatoes. The trick is to pre-boil them and then kind of rough them up so that they get like a bunch of little crispy bits when you roast them in the oven. But yeah, I just threw those down on a baking tray with some spices, and while the potatoes were roasting, I just cooked up a little bit of tempeh as well. You guys know my go-to marinade for tempeh, and I just fried that up on a frying pan.
In a hurry, you got bigger things planned for you, don't worry. You ain't gotta.
Now, the key to this dish is the sauce. I made this creamy cashew sauce, and I'll leave the recipe for this below, but it was absolutely delicious, and it honestly, I used it again in other meals throughout the week, and it just makes every meal so good. Dare I say, it may even be on par with tahini as a topping. I know that's a bold statement, but I'm willing to make it.
I ain't doing too well. I'm worried, but I did it to myself, yeah. I'm worried that you don't need me. I'm worried that you're going to leave.
Wednesday, I had a little bit more time in the morning, so I decided to make some peanut butter and banana pancakes, and these were absolutely delicious. I apologize, I am such a creature of habit, but whenever I go in, I really like taking sandwiches. They just make a really easy lunch. For this one, I just made it up with some mustard, some hummus, some tempeh that I had left over from the night before, some caramelized onions, some red pepper, a little bit of salt and pepper, and then some spinach and sprouts. And yeah, I just took that with me to school. And here is a lovely clip of me eating it. Alright guys, I was not messing around with this dinner. It absolutely slapped. I just made up some pasta with a bunch of leftover roasted vegetables, and I made up some more of my tempeh. Can you tell that I just love roasted vegetables, tempeh, and any sort of creamy sauce? That is just what my meals are made out of. But this dinner was absolutely delicious, so I'd highly recommend giving it a try. Alright, Thursday, I just had a quick breakfast again, so I just made up more of my oats and topped it off with some warmed up frozen blueberries, some banana, and tahini. I also just took my coffee with me to school and had it there. I'm worried that I'm not that lucky. I'm worried that they never gonna love me. So for lunch, I just made kind of a potato salad with all of my leftovers, and I just mixed those in with the cashew dressing. I would recommend kind of mixing it in and letting it sit overnight or for at least a couple hours, because it really helps to soften everything up.
Don't worry, you ain't gotta come to conclusions this early. Don't worry, baby, don't worry. Go and get some sleep while you always in a hurry. You got bigger things.
For dinner on Thursday, I made a tofu stir fry, and this was super good as well. Honestly, all my meals this week were really delicious. So I just sauteed up some tofu and some vegetables, added some garlic powder, coconut aminos, and then of course the secret ingredient is to add tahini. If you're not adding tahini to your stir fries, you are missing out. So I just served that up with some rice. I also added some kimchi and of course topped it all off with a little bit more tahini.
I'm worried that I'll never make it out, yeah. Don't worry, baby, don't worry. Go and get some sleep while you always in a hurry. You got bigger things planned for you, don't worry.
So for dessert, I've been loving these chocolate and peanut butter stuffed dates. I know this is not revolutionary. I've seen so many people make these, but I was also filming this video leading up to Halloween, and these just give me such Reese's peanut butter cup vibes. When I was little, that was by far my favorite candy bar, so these definitely feel very nostalgic for me. Friday again was a pretty busy day for me, so I ended up just having some granola, banana, and blueberries for breakfast. And again, I just took my coffee with me to work. So I brought lunch with me to work. The night before, I just cooked up some pasta, added in some roasted vegetables, and some more cooked tempeh. Honestly, every time I make roasted vegetables or I cook up tempeh, I just cook up more than I know that I'll need because it always just makes super easy meals for the next day. I also just made some balsamic and tahini sauce and took that with me to work. When I got home, again, the weather was super gloomy, so of course I had to make myself up another hot chocolate. Alright, final meal of the video. I just made up a big batch of roasted butternut squash soup. I just roasted up some butternut squash, onions, and garlic in the oven. And then I just sauteed up some celery and apple and added a bunch of warming spices. I added in my carrots, my lentils, and bay leaves, and I just boiled that. And of course, remember to fish out your bay leaves. Then I just added some coconut aminos, some miso, and I just blended it all together with a little bit of cashews for some creaminess. And this made a really delicious soup, and it's great because you can put it in the fridge or the freezer and have it throughout the week. I just served mine up with some of my crispy tempeh croutons, some cilantro, some salt and pepper, and some bread, and it was absolutely delicious, the perfect way to end the week.
Smooth and sweet.
Alright, so that was my meals from last week. They were super delicious. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to comment what you guys want to see more of on this channel. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. It really helps out my channel, and then you guys get to hang out with me and see what I ate. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!